Good day, everyone! Welcome to the world of physical education. Our topic for today is about the brief history of gymnastics. The sport gymnastics combines physical skills such as body control, coordination, dexterity, gracefulness, and strength, with tumbling and acrobatic skills, all performed in an artistic manner. Gymnastics is performed by both men and women at many levels. Gymnastics is very beautiful and most enthralling Olympic sports. Many basic gymnastics events were practiced in some form before the introduction by the Greeks. However, today's gymnastic exercises are totally different from the past time. So, let's talk about it. Gymnastics is thought to have begun in ancient Greece about 2,500 years ago, where it was used in training to keep fit for sporting activities. In the Greek city of Athens, gymnastic tournaments were held, including tumbling, rope climbing, and other similar activities. They coined the word gymnastics, which comes from the Greek word gymnos, meaning naked art. The early Greek teachers of physical fitness, or also called Physiologists, were the first to design systems of physical activity for both athletes and the general citizenry. Such programs, which included gymnastics, were considered central to the formal education of children. They developed three distinct programs of gymnastic exercise. First program was for the maintenance of good physical condition. Second, for military training. Third, as part of the conditioning regime for athletes. Galen, the famous Greek physician who wrote a treatise or exposition called Caracalla, which developed a form of medical gymnastics of which we would call physical therapy today. His work emphasized the keep fit exercises of gymnastics for the masses as a means for better health. In time, structured gymnastics and calisthenic exercises were abandoned in favor of game sports. Romans have also unique history of gymnastics. After their conquest of Greece, they adapted gymnastics as their own and developed it into a more formal sport. After claiming gymnastics as their own, Romans used its systems extensively to give strength for military combat, and the practical nature turned sport into warfare. They also devised a wooden equipment similar to the back of a horse, where they could practice mounting and dismounting a horse indoor. Like the Persians, the Roman circus practiced horsemanship and chariot racing in circle. Originally designed as a sporting event where Roman soldiers could match their skills and prowess against one another. In an Olympian fashion, it quickly evolved into a pure carnage. The bloodier the spectacle, the more popular it became. People killing people, animals killing animals, animals killing people. It reached its gruesome height under the Emperor Nero. The gymnasiums were used to train their legions for warfare. But with the decline of Rome, interest in gymnastics also dwindled. Egyptians also played a significant role in the history of gymnastics. Stone cuttings showed that people were building human pyramids and balancing stands in Egypt as early as 2,100 years before the birth of Christ. Circus-like acrobatics was also performed. In the 2nd century before the birth of Christ, men and women of Minoan Crete, or Bronze Age Aegean civilization, developed the art of bull leaping. In bull leaping, the performer would run towards a charging bull, grab its horns, and, upon being tossed into the air, execute various mid-air stunts before landing on the bull's back and dismount with a flip, as you can see in the pictures. The history of gymnastics in China. The Chinese were engaged in gymnastic exercises as early as 2,000 years before the birth of Christ. The first mention in Chinese history of a system of movements proper to maintain health and cure disease dates back to prehistoric times. This is the time of the Great Yu, the legendary king in ancient China who was famed for his introduction of blood control. During his time, the country was flooded, and the atmosphere was always wet and unhealthy, and disease overflowed. To cure his people, he ordered them each day to take military exercise, and this exercise is called the Kung Fu, or medical gymnastics, which consists of movements contributed to the cure of those who were weak because of the disease, and it also contributed maintaining the health of those who were well. In ancient India, gymnastics was unknown. People of ancient India practiced yoga asana, acrobatic movements for health, physical and mental fitness, and recreation. The practice of asana, or the body posture, a general term for a sitting meditation pose, is to keep physically, mentally fit, and for the meditation. During the 1920s, Kuvalayananda, along with his rival and Gurubai or Guru brother, Sri Yogendra, blended asanas and indigenous Indian physical culture systems with the latest European techniques of gymnastics and naturopathy. Naturopathy is a form of alternative medicine that uses herbals and other natural ingredients which promotes self-healing. Who are the greatest contributors to our present gymnastic program? First, in 1723 to 1790, Johann Basedow introduced gymnastics in the school curriculum. He was the first modern writer and teacher of organized gymnastics for whom records survive. In 1759 to 1839, Johann Gottsmuth was considered the great-grandfather of gymnastics. He wrote many influential books, including carefully chosen gymnastic exercises for girls in 1818. He also wrote Gymnastics for Youth, the first book on modern gymnastics, in 1793. He describes the use of sloping beams, climbing poles, ladders, and ropes, along with the balancing beam and the swinging beam. And lastly, he invented the outer apparatuses like the seesaw, the horizontal ladder, the oblique wooden ladder, the climbing rope, balancing beam, the vault apparatus, and the rope ladder. After several years, in 1778 to 1852, Friedrich Jahn was considered the father of gymnastics and the Turn father because he started the turners in Germany and influenced many gymnastic leaders. He also introduced the horizontal bar, the parallel bar, the side horse, and the vaulting buck. Then he was followed by Adolf Spitz in 1810 to 1858. He introduced marching and freehand exercises performed with music. This is an example of music. In 1776 to 1839, Perling was one of the great gymnastics leaders and called the father of Swedish gymnastics. Hundreds of students would participate in a mass floor exercise drills. And he also invented the stall bars and the vaulting backs or Swedish bucks. These are vaulting backs or Swedish backs and stall bars. And that ends our topic for today. But remember these. The American gymnastics is largely influenced by Europe, as evidenced by the early Terverane movement in their colleges. Second, Dr. Dudley Sargent was the first American contributor to gymnastics because he was instrumental in including gymnastics in the school curriculum. And lastly, Director Candido Bartolome of the University of the Philippines and Mrs. Francisca Aquino of Bureau of Public Schools started gymnastics in the Philippines. Thank you for listening.